This name, Scritti Politti?
Had a feeling.
Well, we thought you might ask us that.
Yeah!
Very popular question. It's a very popular question anyway. Okay, very briefly, it's very nearly the Italian for political writing. And when I started the group, I was very interested in politics and writing. I mean, I still am, really. And also, Scritti Politti sounds a bit like Tutti Frutti, like some Little Richard lyric. You know what I mean? It sounds like like a piece of nonsense rock and roll. And I like the idea of that. So marrying the two things, like the politics and the rock and roll, seemed exactly what I wanted to do. So it just seemed like a good name. But it very nearly is Italian, yeah.
Okay. A lot of musicians, British musicians, tried fusing British sound to American, maybe I should say black, funky tunes.
Yeah.
Like, are you aware of I Feel Love, I Feel Love? Mark Almond.
Oh, Mark Almond.
Yeah.
Bronski beat.
Right.
Yeah.
But something was wrong. Something's missing. But you did it, and this sound is, I could say this is perfect. I mean, honestly. I want you to tell me.
It's true, you see, I realized that as well. In England, the people who were trying to get funky just weren't getting funky enough. I mean, I remember around the time that I first left for New York, a lot of people were trying to play with funk and R&B stuff. I mean, I would think back to the early Spandau Ballet, and, you know, like everybody wanted to do dance-oriented stuff. And everybody played it really badly. Because in England, you're just not exposed to it. I mean, there was not a lot of black music on the radio. There was, you know, only one radio station. And so, people just used to cop these very old chic licks, you know, and it was really badly done. But
And David and I used to hear it and chuckle.
yeah, English. What we used to call it?
What?
It's terrible. Brit funk.
Oh,
Terrible
the Brit
stuff.
funk.
But so that's why one goes to America, to find the real thing, you know. As both these
where
guys
we came in.
both these guys.
Yeah. Tell me all about how you.
Except the British always have, I think, written good pop songs. I mean, there hasn't been the funkiest of people, but
Yeah, the British write good pop tunes, but they don't groove.
Tell me about this picture idea.
What is that? I've never seen that before.
Oh, come on.
Actually,
You know, last night I was
That
just
was something
staring
I
at
did,
it
yeah.
like more than 30 minutes like this, and actually
what
I
could be
came
so
up
much
with one.
better upside down?
I'm
What is it?
Arab.
An Arab, yeah, that looked like an Arab to me too. But in fact, it was influenced by a cover for Vogue magazine done by a very famous artist called Marcel Duchamp in about 1920. He did this thing with a piece of meat wrapped up in cloth, but they banned it. The magazine never used it, so because it looked like a very violent image. Because, you know,
There's no blood.
well, on his there was some sort of like bits of blood thing. And I thought it was a very beautiful thing. And I also thought it was good to put something like hard like that on a record that sounds so sweet in some ways, just to show that there is there's some sort of meat at the heart of Scritti Politti. And the little motorcycle jacket studs, because, you know, it's only rock and roll. And a little butterfly because it's very light and gentle and delicate in some
Elegant
ways.
and delicate. Yeah.
So it's all of those things.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Scritti Politti.
That's it's also. I'm Green, Scritti Politti. I sing and sometimes play the guitar.
I'm Fred from Scritti, and I play the drums.
And I'm David from Scritti, and I play the keyboards.
In 1982, Green, you went to New York, and can you please tell us why you went to New York at that time?
Well, I went to New York because the gentleman on my left lived there, and his name is David Gamson, and I was interested in making music that was kind of a mix between British and American styles, and he certainly admirably took care of the American end of things, and so I was sort of drawn there. I had tried to make the beginnings of some kind of dance-orientated music in Britain, and found it pretty difficult to do it, so it made a lot of sense to go to New York to do it.
I think the American hit chart is now encountering the third British rock boom. Now, can you tell us why that British rock is so popular worldwide?
Well, it's funny now because what's happening in England is there's this big American invasion. It's very strange, which hasn't happened in England for a while. But
that is funny. I must admit that amuses me to death. Yes, that's true. There are all sorts of awful people coming to England with long hair and denim jackets and rickenbackers with their awful traditional American values, and we're not at all pleased to see them. But So that's why we have to go to America to stamp them all out, basically.